Mr. Negative, I believe he's called. And before the games came out, I had no idea. So this was kind of a surprise. It was a welcome surprise for me with that character. As in the comics, you rarely just see Peter versus the Goblin or Doctor Octopus or Mysterio over and over again. So it was kind of nice to see a different villain take center stage. Now, my issues with this one are basically the fact that Peter and Miles, in particular, let this crazy dude just walk away after everything he's done. All the people he's murdered in the first game because he had a bad day at the office. And Osborn wasn't even there. Osborn left. So he had beef with Osborn, and he still killed like hundreds of people. Not just Jefferson Davis, but tons of other people. And in this one, I'm like, oh my God, I can't forgive you. I'm going to let you walk away. I'm like, what? This is so stupid. This has always been our problem with like heroes sometimes. Like, you guys gotta draw a line somewhere. He's a crazy dude, he's a murderer. Throw his ass in jail and toss away the key. Like, for real. If I was Miles, I would have swung my ass over to the raft, kill the power, go invisible, finally sell, buff the door, and beat the shit out of him till there's a bloody pulp on the floor. You know, I really wish that they had just played around with that a little bit more than this, because a little tussle in the arena later in the game doesn't really do it for me. It's like, you deserve worse. Should definitely play around with that a little bit more. I just feel like it's a missed opportunity. I just feel like it's a missed opportunity to just, one, give Miles a nemesis. Lee could have been his nemesis, could have been his Joker, but they basically closed the door on that by doing this stupid redemption crap out of left field. It's dumb. It really is. It bothers me more and more because, like, well, Lee used to be a good person, but he's not that guy anymore. After everything he's done, he's a freaking criminal and a murderer. He belongs in jail. Like the day Peter shakes hands with Octavius after everything he's done. Oh, I mean, he's dead because of him. So, the day Peter shakes hands with Octavius, let me know. We all know that's never going to happen. So, to me, it's the biggest flaw for me in the game. Everybody telling Miles not to do anything. Like, man, let the boy have his revenge. To me, it's a problem. It's a problem with the story. Story that is good, but as I say in the title, good but flawed. That's not my only negative either, so we'll get to more of those. Visually, this game is absolutely stunning. The Sandman fight, for instance, it really showed you the power of PS5 in ways that even I didn't see coming, honestly. Definitely wasn't expecting Sandman to be the first villain that you fight. They really amped it up in each game. Like, the Kingpin fight in the first one is stupid, but the Rhino fight is probably my favorite, Miles Morales. And then there's this. And the Venom fight is amazing towards the end of the story. And I gotta admit that I kind of like how he has Venom. Of course, I would have preferred to see about the second Goblin, but like, it's kind of the same thing. So I don't have as much of an issue with it as other people might, but I kind of like the nods to the green gas behind them. So they're definitely setting up a broader universe and whatnot. I didn't really have any problems with Harriet's Venom. The dynamic between him and Miles was kind of dumb. I don't think they have any reason to dislike each other. I mean, Miles has known Peter that long, so I guess maybe it's jealousy, but I don't see why I'm jealous of another dude, you know?
Harry, we've got to destroy it.
Like the way he's talking about the guy destroyed reminds me of the Ultimate Spider-Man comic, where he goes to Eddie Brock at the university and he tells him, he gives this long ass speech about why he has to destroy the symbiote, and then that's when he gives away to Spider-Man, and Eddie goes out for another sample of the suit and becomes Venom. My favorite version of Venom. There haven't been that many Venom versions of Venom in Spider-Man games. Web of Shadows had one. Ultimate Spider-Man, another popular one. I think Spider-Man 3 had him. They killed him off at the end, like in a damn movie. I think this is the best version, at least to me. Like, I know Eddie Brock is Venom in the comics, but to me, this kind of makes more sense than Eddie Brock in a lot of ways. And if anything, it gives Osborn even more of a motivation to become the Goblin. Experiment on himself, and what happens to Harry. I was as skeptical as anybody else about Harry being Venom, but after actually seeing the gameplay and the story, his works so much better than Eddie Brock, I think. It's like, yeah, if they did Eddie Brock, they have to probably introduce them and develop them over the course of the game. So they did with Octavius, but this campaign is too short to go through all that, plus all the Miles stuff. So they would just, I don't think it would work. Yeah, I still can't believe I got to play as Venom. I haven't got to play as Venom since Ultimate Spider-Man back in the day. Still waiting for that to be remastered. Yeah, let's talk about Miles' new suit because it looks awful. First, I liked it, and then I'm like, you know what? It makes it too obvious that it's a black dude, especially with the hair exposed at the top or something. And the colors are all wrong. His colors are red and black, not red and blue. I like the mask, at least. I like the mask. I don't like that his hair is exposed. Colors are wrong. It's like it doesn't fit the character. Just like Sam Wilson, the Captain America suit should not be dark ass blue and white. It should be red, white, and blue. That is in the comics. They're just trying to make him like Peter. Trying to make him like Peter. Trying to make Sam like Rogers. That's why people have so many issues with Sam as Cap now. All the comparisons they're making in the dopey trailer, they're not entirely wrong. I'll say that much. And there's another problem with this that I wanted to go over. Where are the other heroes? Because there ain't no way Captain America wouldn't show up during this invasion and say, hey, Peter, we gotta talk, kid. Cap, Stark, someone would have shown up. To talk with Peter. Because then Peter's like temporarily retiring and leaving the protection of the city in the hands of an inexperienced kid. which is another problem altogether. It's like, this is why I think the Martin Lee redemption thing is so stupid, because he should have just been Miles' nemesis. And I feel like they wrapped that up a little too fast. If you want to make this a franchise, it just feels like they're already trying to cycle Peter out a little bit. I know he's going to be back in 3, fine. But, like, if you want to branch out, Miles needs villains. If you redeem the one dude that was his nemesis, his Joker, essentially, what is he going to do? Who else is he going to fight? More leftover Peter Parker villains like Mysterio? Like, come on, man. And let's not forget how irresponsible it is to have Mary Jane in the middle of basically a war zone with these man-eating symbiotes. And also, you got this little Star Wars blaster. No powers, no type of training whatsoever. Instead of recruiting Black Cat or the Prowler, looking for Cloak and Dagger or Luke Cage, who would be in the city. Everybody's in New York. No, let's just bring in a random civilian who has no experience with this type of stuff and put her in harm's way again. I just can't help the comparisons to Lois Lane, because she basically is Lois in this series. It's absolutely hilarious. I'm just a kid, man. She's just as clumsy as Lois is too in the comics, and in every other iteration that the character has appeared in. A lot of people want to say that, oh, there's not enough Peter Parker. This is definitely a Peter Parker. Peter Parker story first and foremost. Nothing is taken away from Peter in this. A little nerfed, sure. He was nerfed in the first game too. Kingpin whooping his ass will never make any sense. At the end of the day, it's more important to see that most of these villain fights are personal for Peter, which is how it should be. So I'm just glad Miles isn't part of this fight, at least this first one. Of course, he's just protecting Peter afterwards when Peter is knocked out again. But it's just good to know that these are all personal fights for him. Octavius, Lizard, Venom, all the major fights are all personal. Like, Miles has his own story. Everything comes together in a nice little bow. And there's still plenty of stories set up for down the line, I'm sure. Hopefully we can get Gwen Stacy in here. Cloak and Dagger, Luke Cage. Maybe just pretend the last Avengers game never happened and give Insomniac their own version of the Avengers. Done right. That'd be nice to see. So there ain't no way Avengers wouldn't show up during all this craziness. There ain't no way. So yeah, my main gripes with this is definitely the Martin Lee quote-unquote redemption. Oh, but he helped save Peter. Yeah, sure. He did one good thing out of all the hundreds of people he murdered. Throw his ass back into his cell and toss him away the key. That's his reward, as far as I'm concerned. You don't deserve redemption. He deserves to be sitting in his cell next to Octavius, rotting away. It's like sometimes people just try to force all this redemption crap down your throat. Whether it's Disney Wars with that Obi Kenobi show. It's actually okay, but the character of Ryu was so stupid. Not to go off on Disney Wars right now. Don't have the energy for it. Really don't. But yeah, I still wish that there was some kind of a type of subplot with Miles going after Martin Lee. He was looking for him, but like, I just feel like they solved that too fast. It was felt like it was a little rushed. I really wish they had taken their time with that a little more. He needs villains. He needs villains. Still doesn't have that many in the comics either. Because when I hear about this potential live action Miles Morales, I'm like, what the hell is he gonna do with live action? More of that multiverse crap. Doesn't have any villains. He has no villains. They had a Tinkerer and she died. Now they got Martin Lee and apparently he's a good guy now. It's just beyond stupid. That could have been, again, it could have been his Joker, his recurring villain, his nemesis. He's crazy. Like, he didn't just murder Jefferson Davis, but all the other people that his goons, like, slaughtered for, like, no reason. And Osborn wasn't even there. So they can't even blame Osborn for it because he's the one that did it. Then, and this one, Miles and Peter, like, oh, well, yeah, I just let him walk away into the sunset. Same with that, what's that crazy cop's name? Yuri or something? The crazy chick who thinks she's Batman. With that little Ghost Rider chain. I'm like, man. This. Yeah, there was so many Easter eggs and nods to Cloak and Dagger and Miles Morales game. I'm still shocked that they haven't shown up yet. I'm shocked. They could have easily been students at Brooklyn Visions. Their side missions, by the way, mostly stink. They're not great. A little let down by the side missions, honestly. They were a lot better in Remastered than Morales. They kind of dropped the ball with the side missions. There aren't that many anyway. And number two, the ones that are there are just lackluster at best. Yeah, they have the backpack collectibles and Remastered. And it was the little sound effects in Miles Morales. I didn't do either, but I'm glad they're there in case someone wants to do like a video about them. But I mean, overall, I still give this like a 7 out of 10. Like the Martin Lee thing just brings it down for me because it's not earned at all. Sure, it helped save Peter. Sure, okay. Still a murderer and a criminal. Throw his ass back in jail. That's where he belongs. They both just let him walk away into the sunset for everything he's done. It's just as dumb as that Spider-Verse movies. All this canon event crap. I'm like, oh, what's that, Miles? Your father's gonna die? Oh, we're just gonna let you. We're not gonna send you back to save him. We're gonna let him die because some made up crap, some made up nonsense. I'm like, what? It's one thing for a bunch of random Spider people to sign up for one. Peter Parker signs up for that's a major problem. So I'm done with those movies. Everything is cool when Miles is protecting his own universe. Same with Gwen. But when they start doing the whole canon nonsense, it just loses me completely. But like, it's a solid game, solid sequel. Definitely flawed. There's a lot more flaws than people want, than even I wanted to admit out the gate. Didn't like the Black Cat sequence at all. Just feel like it was came out of nowhere. She didn't need to be in this at all. She didn't need to be in this. She has no powers. And there's no reason Cream would go out there. So, yeah, that was dumb. Again, we could have had Cloak and Dagger up in here. Set up another. Continuing to build up Miles' endgame universe with more teenage heroes. I mean, he lives in Harlem, so there's no way Luke Cage wouldn't make an appearance. This is just, or maybe he'll show eventually, but It just still feels kind of like an empty universe in a way. But like the X-Men wouldn't really intervene, but the Avengers would have definitely shown up during that invasion. Because it's across the entire damn city. Even if not then, when Peter gets taken over by the symbiote, at least Captain America would have been watching me like, yeah, what's going on here? Maybe it's a rights thing, I don't know. But it's kind of strange that there's no mention of Cap or any of them. You see Avengers Tower in the city, okay? But Captain America, Iron Man, they would definitely have something to say to Peter. Yeah, I think remember the hype for this game back in when it was coming out. I think it came out in 2023, so it's been about a year. It's been about a year since it came out, and as good as it still is, I still think it's lacking in some departments. Should have definitely had the same a little bit longer. Miles and Martin Lee's rivalry should have been stretched out. Should not have been a redemption arc. He does not deserve it. The Lizard story was really cool. I'm hoping he comes back at some point. Craven, I thought Craven was underused. I still don't buy that he took down the Rhino. I don't buy it. I don't buy it at all. Like, if one thing, if it shows the fight, but like, yeah, Peter could barely take him on in Morales for the main game. You know, way Craven's taking down the Rhino. I don't care what anyone says. Still a good story. For 3, I'm hoping that, not really hoping, but I'm guessing that they're going to adapt Superior at some point. It feels like it's the next logical step. Like Tate was talking about, the final chapter or whatever. We're definitely going to see the Goblins finally. Osborn's had a lot of good development over the course of the series, so it's definitely time to finally bring the Goblin into the series. Hopefully, it better be the classic Goblin design. None of that ultimate crap. I want classic Goblin, glider, purple and green, pumpkin bombs. And I think it'll be kind of cool to see while we're waiting for 3. A prequel of sorts featuring young Peter Parker, like when he's starting out. Because that flashback was one of my favorite parts of the game, him and Harry. So maybe that would be kind of cool to see him fighting some more lesser known villains. We can go back to focusing on just Peter. Maybe expand the universe a little bit more as well. Maybe he has some interaction with the Avengers when he starts out, or maybe he meets Captain America at one point. So I think it'd be cool to see. Probably wouldn't take long for him to develop it. The Miles Morales game came up pretty fast, so not too long after remastered actually. Came out that holiday season. So they must have been working on like right after remastered or during remastered. They definitely had a plan with Miles when they had him in the first game. He had some really good development in remastered. And his own story was pretty good. My main problem is just that Martin Lee thing. I think it's really dumb. He doesn't deserve redemption. For everything he's done, he does not deserve it at all. And he doesn't. Deserves to rot away in a 4x4 cell for the rest of his days. That's what he deserves. And then again, when Peter goes to the raft and shakes hands with Octavius after everything he's done, let me know. Because he's the reason I made it. So, in other words, it's never going to happen. Should have been the same with Martin Lee. Like, oh, you redeemed your greatest enemy. Like, shouldn't have. Should have beat him to a pulp. It's okay, yo, Peter, now I'm going to beat your ass for what you did. That's what I would have done. In the way I'm letting that guy walk away to the sunset after everything he's done. Kidding me? No, I'm going to beat your ass now. I just feel like everything, sometimes people just try to force their redemption storylines into these stories. And it's rarely earned. Sometimes it is, most times it ain't. In this case, it was not earned. I think that's about all I got to say right now for this. We'll probably have another retrospective review down the line, maybe not. But as of now, for me, it's sitting at a 7 out of 10. The Martin Lee thing it's a major flaw in my eyes. So it's really dumb to me. It really is. But he has no reason to shake hands with this guy. And let alone let him walk away into the sunset. He has no reason to. None. Yeah, I just wish they played around with it a little bit more. They're just making it kind of one note. Like, they had a little boss fight in the arena, but that doesn't really do it for me. Like I said, I know what I would have done if I were Miles. Swing my ass to the raft, kill the power, go invisible, rip off Lee's cell door, and beat the shit out of him. Because that's what he deserves. He's a criminal and a murderer. And just leave him there, and then walk away, and leave him on the floor. And let the guards find him let the guards find his ass. That's what I would have done. And one more thing before I end this episode. We need to give Miles a new name because it's just too confusing for him to be Spider-Man at the same time as Peter. It's like Terry McGinnis wearing the bat suit at the same time as Bruce Wayne. Never work. There's only one Batman, Bruce Wayne. Like call Miles Ghost Spider or something. He can actually go invisible. Something like that. That could be a cool name. Like, I think Gwen is Spider-Woman now. So call Miles Ghost Spider or something. Because Spider-Man just doesn't really work for me. As long as Peter's around. Doesn't make any sense. His own universe, okay. Like from Spider-Verse movies. His own universe, okay, fine. But this Spider-Man at the same time is just dumb. They try to make it work on the games, but I'm not sure it does as well as I thought it did. It's strange. But yeah. As of now, 7 out of 10 for Marvel Spider-Man 2. Good, but flawed.